Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Saturday night pregame. Hope everybody's having a great week. We got Chris McGraw over here dropping.
I almost dropped the F-bomb before the podcast even started.
We got to start the podcast.
That would have been okay, I guess, right?
I got some Powerade Freezy Pops. Yeah, I'll get a little hydration before you start drinking. And Christopher here is having a difficulty with it.
I am.
I'd like to thank everybody again for joining us. This is your first time listening. Thank you for checking us out. If you're a repeat customer, as they say, thank you for supporting. Tell a friend. Check us out on Instagram.
On the line.
On the line at Podcast S&P, for Twitter and Instagram. Shoot us an email. Pat Lynch is still waiting for it.
I feel like Jennifer Lopez is waiting for it tonight.
Waiting for tonight. And the Podcast S&P at gmail.com. We got shirts. Check them out on Instagram. Everybody looking good today. No one's wearing the shirts. It's okay.
I did on yesterday.
It's a little chilly today. It's a little damp
out.
out.
I heard that when I was walking out of work today, and I'm like, it's 60 degrees.
It is 60 degrees.
It's amazing out.
But it is not 60 degrees. And I was thinking about this today because I was driving a lot, and I could see the temperature out on the dashboard. And it said 63 degrees. So I was like, I don't see a single person with their windows open right now.
Yeah.
I open my windows, I go, I'm going to listen to some music. It's a gloomy day, but hey, let's get that beautiful 63 degree weather. It's a damp 63 is what it is.
I don't know. I went for a run this morning. Gorgeous out.
That was nice.
Perfect running weather for sure.
Yes.
And, Patrick almost getting the F-bomb out there early, baby.
The MF out there.
Almost.
He gave himself a good shot to the eye with the
Powerade.
Yeah.
Oh, well, listen, you should use that.
Gave himself the money shot.
Money shot.
At what point in our lives did icy popsicles become so difficult to eat and consume?
Pat, you definitely have always been challenged.
You heard it first here. Yeah. Pat is challenged.
But I like these a lot. Like, these are on clearance at Jewel for 75 cents. I was like, you know what it'd be great for? Waking up on a Sunday.
Wait, you got that whole box for 75 cents?
Yes.
We're totally getting cancer from these then. You're trying to tell me.
Why? Well, yeah. Well,
everything.
Everything is cancer. As my brother would like to say, everything can be cancer. You breathe air, you get cancer.
I listen to Pat Lynch talk.
100% of people that got cancer breathe air.
You know who? Nobody listens to this podcast has ever gotten cancer.
It's true. That could be a cure. I'm not saying it is. That's another S&P fact. But
there is that guy in Japan we don't know.
Oh, that is true. And there's a couple guys in Canada.
And who are we to assume that they are men? That is very sexist.
Is Arigato hello in Japanese?
Could be other people out there.
Is that
Pat Lynch, that's a great homework project for you. You can look it up for next week's.
Does anybody know that?
I don't know anything about
Arigato is Japanese, and it's
hello, right?
I don't know if it's exactly the word hello.
Roughly. Right?
Yeah.
So arigato to our Japanese.
I like how you bowed, like you can see that.
Yes,
that's very.
He knows psychologically. He knows.
It's kind of racist because every time you say whatever you just said, you look like you were bowing. And I don't think they bow in Japan.
Well, I'm being respectful. It's going from a place of love.
It's a huge thing in Japan.
Pat Lynch is bowing to his sensei.
The bowing is definitely a thing in Japan. The hands together. They haven't done that since like the Middle Ages.
You bow to your sensei.
I did a yoga earlier in the week, so I'm still getting on the whatever the hell this is called.
Pat, your gets as good as mine. As you can tell, the drinks have been flowing. All I think are on maybe a half a sip, so it's really not flowing too far.
I'm high in life from that sugar pop.
It's all that sugar from the popsicle.
Dude, seriously. I feel real good. Tonight we're going with a classic, Whistle Pig. Pat's nice enough to open up his Whistle Pig tenure for us.
I think it's Joe's, isn't it?
Or did you leave it over here last week?
Did you leave it, Joe, or did you bring it home?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, it's somebody's Whistle Pig, and it's actually feeling good. I threw in a little Mountain Dew with my buddy Joe.
It is nice. Bringing it back to episode 1.
Oh yeah, feeling good about it. We're going through some classic beers. We have to empty Pat's refrigerator.
Going through some classics.
Yes.
You mean the leftovers?
All the crap that's been left in our fridge for the last 3 months.
Here's the note. Put it on the board. We need to get Coors Light for next week, Chris. I went down there, went to grab you one. There's only maybe about 4 or 5 left. Oh. And we got a long day next week of drinking our, kind of
you want to see Chris McGraw really angry? Chris McGraw go to the Coors Light machine.
It doesn't talk back to me.
Well, so talk to, I don't want to talk to you without
no,
the machine there.
Because it's trying to tell you that.
It's a finicky lady. She won't talk without hand coming through the dispenser.
All right, boys. Well, listen, how are we doing? Last week we tried this to see how everybody's doing, if anybody's got anything they want to talk about. But for some reason we started.
We got through like one or two people, and then it was just
and I love it.
Yeah, I have something to talk
You
about.
want to start off, Chris?
Yeah, my rear has been checked.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys.
rear.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but Richard Rollins is doing his own podcast, and it's on YouTube.
Okay.
And
Who's Richard Rollins?
he's the guy from Fast and Loud.
You ever watch that show, Gas
It was on Discovery Channel.
I think it's just a listen.
Oh yeah. This is
So
the guy.
he started
He's
his own
on Joe
podcast.
Rogan too, yeah.
He's been on Joe Rogan a couple times. He's starting his own podcast. That son of a gun stole our popping the tab to the microphone little idea.
No.
Watch him.
Let's be honest. We didn't invent it.
Yeah, we invented it, Joseph.
We took it from someone else.
Yeah, I know, but like I saw it, I'm like, hey, you're infringing on this territory here.
What you should be thinking
Wait,
is...
does he do this, Chris?
Yes. Infringing on territory.
I like
This is what all the cool kids are doing. That's how you should take it. That's how you should take it. We're doing what the other cool kids
imitation
are
is
doing.
the most
Chris,
sincere form
all I
of
know is
flattery.
you should look at this guy. You can go and lay
If
the
I can
smack
get
down
him,
on him.
if I can get him to come out here and sack up and drink Coors Light instead of Miller Lite, we can have him on. We can have him on.
Well, listen, one day we're getting big. We're gonna get there, baby, and we're gonna get Richard Rollins on here, and you guys.
But he had a stunt guy on there, and the stunt guy was talking about a Tinder story he had, which was hilarious.
Please proceed.
So this guy so first off, this guy's like,
Wait, hold on, pause that.
Yeah.
This might be the most Chris has talked in the last 3 podcasts. Go ahead.
Yeah, what was something is Chris was mad about him stealing the quote unquote plot, but Chris is about to steal his content.
No, Chris wasn't gonna say. I asked him because I want to hear it because I'm not gonna be able to get to that. So go ahead, please.
So he has this guy on. They're
Let the
talking
man get his bit.
One more time, Chris.
So he has this stunt.
Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's why I don't talk.
Go on.
That's why.
Go on.
That's why I
Go
don't
on.
talk.
We don't know what to do when you're talking so much, Chris.
Sorry, Chris.
So he has this stunt guy on, and they're talking about Tinder. So this guy, he's talking, and they have a mutual friend, and he ends up staying at this guy's house, passes out. I don't know if he was drinking or something. But the guy and his son steal his phone and sign him up for all the dating apps. All of them? All of them.
That's an
Puts
awesome
him on a
thing.
phone. And not even just all the dating apps. He signs him up for the premium services and takes his wallet and puts his credit card information and makes him pay for it. So he's like, he said it took him like a couple months to get like all of them canceled.
I would imagine, yeah.
And so he's on this, so he keeps one and like he's down in Florida visiting his parents or something.
Yeah.
And he matches with some lady from Tampa. And the lady says she's 30. And he's like, no, that's a lie. That lady may have been 30 at some time, but she was pushing 60 at this stage.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They say 50's the new 30, so she's in the ballpark.
So he goes on this date with her and like everything's going okay, but then like he's talking to her and he's like, there's no chemistry and like, he's like, well, I gotta get out of here. I gotta help my parents tie down our boat down in like Fort Myers or somewhere down there. And because there's a hurricane coming in. She's like, well, I'm from Washington, I'm nervous, I've never been down here before. She's like really harping on this. So it's like, okay, well, since you got nobody down here, if you want to come hang out with us, ride out the hurricane.
Bad decision, bro.
They're going to ride the hurricane on already.
Man.
So, well, Richard asked him, like, you hit that, didn't you? And he's like, I'm not going to talk about that. So like they drive down there, they take care of the boat, they spend like the night.
One question, how old is this dude?
This guy's gotta be in his 50s.
Okay.
Like he's old. He looks older.
So he's,
Yeah.
so it's not like he's a 25-year-old.
No,
She's
yeah.
like a 60-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. So she sleeps there. Like most of the bad stuff of the hurricane happens overnight. The next day, he's like, okay, well, it's just raining now. I'll take you back. I've got to go back to Tampa. I'll take you back. I'll drop you off home. She's like, oh, well, I lost my keys and I'll try to see if I can get a hold of the guy who's going to give me the keys so I can get back to my place. So it takes like 4 days for her. And like this guy's like freaking out because like she's like doing all this stuff on the phone where she's like pretending to be like a CIA operative and all this stuff. Like, yeah, I got it. Target acquired. Like, she would like secretly be on the phone in the car with him. She'd be like, turn away. I'm like, yeah, I know. I've been briefed on this. And he like came up. He's like, what the hell's going on? And
he's getting dateline.
Yeah. So he finally like talks to his sister. He's like, listen, I gotta drive this girl back. She's woohoo. And, just come with me. I'm terrified of this lady. I think I'm gonna end up being dateline.
Yeah.
So like, they get her, they drop her off in Tampa, and like, he gets like he drops her off, and like 10 minutes after he drops her off, his phone is just blowing up, and it's his lady. And he's like, what the hell? And his sister's laughing. And he's like, why are you laughing? Because she's calling you because she left her purse in the car. And he's like, and she's like, we gotta go back and take it.
God.
He's like, she's like, we gotta go back and give it to her. He's like, hell no! Rolls the window down, chucks it out the window, starts blocking all of her phone numbers on his phone.
God.
Yeah,
that's a trick though. She probably left there. So
yeah.
Well, George Costanza. Always leave something so you have a reason to come back. No,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know about you, Joe, first of all. That's two questions that I want to go to you with. One being, did you ever pay for any of the, like, special upgrades on the dating app?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Like, towards the very end, of my most recent single stint, I did pay for the upgraded Tinder.
Is that where you met your current lady friend?
No. It was absolute trap. It was literally, I don't know what the situation was, but I was honestly riding the CTA home at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I was absolutely obliterated, and I don't know why I wasn't with you guys.
Well, I was with you guys. I still take the train home.
I was on the train. It's one of the only times I've honestly ridden the train home after a night of drinking.
And what?
I don't know, like, on the CTA.
Okay, but...
And that's when he bought the upgraded
Tinder. Sorry. So that's when I bought it.
Oh,
I remember like 4 a.m. and it was a year subscription.
Joe's
like
crying on the blue light. I'm so lonely.
Yeah. And so that was when I
Oh,
bought
this guy walks by, hands him a tissue.
I'll be right, buddy.
It honestly felt like an upgrade in a video game in that you got more likes and stuff like that, but it was absolutely no difference in results.
So you're equally as unsuccessful.
Oh, yeah.
Then the other thing is Tinder. I only used Tinder, like, originally started with Tinder, and it was literally it was like where all the crazy people were. Like, I never met any normal people on Tinder. I was like, this is not for me.
Maybe you're just crazy.
No, literally everybody I met.
I was actually talking about the whole dating apps with my girlfriend last night, and I was telling her that always.
It's kind of want to get back on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I got 3 months on the subscription. I got to really use it.
I get back up on that pogo stick.
It's about the dollar.
Yeah,
that's nothing else to do with it. No.
And that's like that spare bedroom. We won't even be around you.
I don't know how many. You would see a photo, and then you'd see them in real life, and they were very different.
Joe would be like doing a double take.
Very different.
Nah, that ain't you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, it was always.
Always.
And I asked my girlfriend, I go, hey, was there anything about my photos like that? And she did say that in my photos, I looked younger. And that is probably true. It's like 2 or 3 years. Ooh. Or maybe even 4. I don't know. Some of them a lot of them, I think were when we first started hanging out.
Yeah, so the drinking got to Joe for a few years.
No, but like, we just took photos at that time for a lot of different reasons. And, we're not people that take photos now,
Oh, yeah. No, I get it.
I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't think, but it's like a third party perspective of the situation where you're thinking, I'm not doing anything wrong or, shifty. And then who knows how many times I pulled up and they're like, this guy looks ragged and old. So I just thought that was interesting.
Well, you gotta think about it. You always try to take your best pictures, and that's not realistic. So you're always looking at these like the best picture of like 60 that they took over like 12 months.
Especially ladies. I was on a run yesterday around the park by my place, and I saw these group of girls. I literally saw the whole situation because when I get to the park, I just do circles around the park until I finish my run. So I could literally see the transitioning of these girls walking, then they get to this one part and they're talking and, pointing and doing all these things, and then they're starting to take photos, and then
they look at the phone, and then
there's tons of looking at the phone. Like, I'm doing laps around this park, and every time I come back, it's just a new update. And then I just thought it was so funny that guys don't do that.
No.
Guys do not do that.
Lauren was at, Lindsay and Nicole were all like having dinner last night.
Mm-hmm.
And Lauren sent me a picture of them taking, like, working on Lindsay's, like, profile pictures. And I was like, it doesn't work. Like, if you post pictures, it's worse. Like, you need, like, just, if you're out at, like, a concert, you're out somewhere, just, you're not overly posing for it. I always thought they're overly posed, like, model pictures. I was like, I'm out. Like, I'm gonna get daylight.
Yeah. That was,
I'm just gonna picture Chris post-tax season right at the end. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like 11:58 on a Monday night.
I honestly took a picture of myself on Thursday, and I looked so disgusting, so old, so just ragged. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is why you have to sleep.
Let's see how beat I look.
This is why you have to sleep.
Sleep is so important.
Oh, man, dude.
I don't look too bad.
I think that's
you shave the beard, you'll look like 15 years younger.
Probably would.
Here's the thing. It's a trade-off between age and looks, especially because Chris has like a much longer mustache now, and it adds a lot of character. It definitely adds a lot of character.
If Joe ever breaks up with his lady friend, I got Joe. I have nothing to
He
worry about.
sounds like he wants a mustache ride.
Yeah.
I say we buy nothing wrong.
I say we buy like
with
a nice
little bump and grind.
Here, what do you call a mustache? A dick broom?
Yes, sir.
Dick broom.
That's all he needs.
Okay.
All right. Well, Chris,
I have one more.
And we lost the audience at 16:30.
Yeah, Chris.
So I watched.
Yeah.
Well, I saw another video online.
We don't hear Chris.
This is a rare day.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth, Peter. Let the man talk.
This won't happen again for about another 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw another one because you guys always talk about your podcast. I saw a clip from Two Bears, One Cave.
Okay, yeah.
With it was only Bert Kreischer on there.
And Ryan Sheckler.
Ryan, yeah,
Sickler.
and Sickler. And they were talking about the one time Ryan Sickler survived a brawl at the Preakness.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
that was insane.
That was nuts,
I
right?
have a question because I watched this podcast. He said the Preakness was like a horse racing thing.
Yes.
I
So
legitimately
they
thought
ran
he
it
said
today.
Freaknik, and I was so confused because I know what Freaknik was.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the hell are there horses
What
there?
is Freakness?
Freaknik was like this huge
I didn't know
party.
that, yeah.
I think back in the day, they used to have them in Chicago, but they were huge in Atlanta.
Atlanta, baby.
Yeah, and it was.
That was the way to get Dateline back in the day.
I talked to an old cop, and he was like, "It was the most dangerous, scary times when these things would happen. Like this party would happen. It just got so wild and out of hand. It just matched the craziness of this guy's thing, but this is a different thing. So anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So I just crazy story about like they go like you got like these guys. You got he tells the one guy, get off the bus, then you're a tough guy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then one guy's like, he gets like the guys are yelling at him from the other bus,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Come, if you're a man, come up on the bus." He gets up on the bus. Oh yeah, you think you're tough stuff? Come to the back of the bus.
And
that
he
guy's crazy.
walks through the back of the bus. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's Philadelphia. Or there was Philly, right?
No,
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
But it's right by Philadelphia.
Or just those people are animals.
And the other crazy thing is just like
It's absolutely
the guy's
animals.
like trying to tell a story, and Bert wouldn't shut the hell up. Just shut up and let him tell a story.
Yep.
Hey, Chris. Welcome to Bert Kreischer in every podcast.
Yep.
There's a running joke that Tom Segura said 5 words to him when he's on the podcast with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so kind of like how you guys treat me on my first story.
Oh yeah, like we treat you all the time.
Ah, nice.
That's a good one.
So I have a question.
Hit me with it. Hit me, Joseph.
We're gonna skip over Pat, but this is a talking point I wanted to ask. And it kind of goes into this. The Chicago said they're gonna go into
I want to talk
full
about
release.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. The mask
full
thing,
release.
what did you guys think of that?
CD. So here I have a couple things, and then we'll go back to it. Sorry.
No, you're okay. Hit it, baby.
It's like a series of things. One, the Chicago says they're gonna start opening up by possibly mid-June, end of June, definitely July.
Yep.
The CDC says you don't have to wear masks if you're vaccinated inside and out anymore.
Yep.
And that means everybody is going to, and the whole opening, we started the bridge phase yesterday in Chicago. People are out.
Oh yeah?
Do you think Like, and the only reason I thought about this is all the fighting there. Do you think there's going to be like a rise in the brawls around the city because people are getting back out?
I could see it. I could see some. I don't know if a rise, but I could see people
based on our previous
being
experience.
stupid shit.
I would say it's ridiculous.
Like more than usual.
You know what? With those fights, like that, what Sickler was saying, you have to engage.
Mm-hmm.
Like those guys were looking for a fight, but he just had everybody not do anything.
But I'm gonna assume.
I'm not saying we're gonna get into fights.
No, that's what I'm saying. But yeah,
we've become very skillful at de-escalating the situation.
I think that a lot of people have been cooped up. I can see a lot of people being out there and being stupid.
I was just curious.
I think you're going to see a lot of places. I think you're still going to see the mass requirements at restaurants. I think restaurants still enforce it if they want to.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see people. I think you see a lot of people like, I don't have to wear this, and shit like that's going to start.
And you know why? You know why you're going to see it? Because the 4 a.m. bars are back open.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, they're open.
Really?
Yeah, 4 a.m. bars are allowed to be open again.
But
no curfew
till 4 a.m.
No curfew. Each bar is allowed to choose their curfew. So if you have a 4 a.m. bar, you can be open till 4 a.m.
Dude, do you think the Hang Up opened up yesterday for the first time in like a year? What is it? 13 months?
That's insane.
Man, all the creeps are going to be rolling in there.
Here's the thing. So we're still not really at herd mentality.
No.
Like and
I was very surprised when the city of Chicago said they were going to do
and
that.
I get it because we just got to open up. So that's
but is capacity still limited in restaurants stuff?
Right now, the only thing I know about the bridged version is, you can have 50% capacity up to 10 people at a table now.
You're supposed to be at a table.
And I don't think I think they removed or they lowered the 6-foot distance thing.
I thought they had, I don't know about that, but I thought they had like allowed for like 25% standing room, or like you can have like 25 people standing. They don't have to be at a table.
Because I mean, until bars are fully able to operate like bars were early to operate, I don't think you'll see a drastic swing and stuff too much. Then you start to see it now. But I think once it goes like full on, like I guess the issues with people who don't want Lottie's a good example, right? If Lottie's can start having a dance floor again, you're gonna see a lot of people who like are gonna be on top of each other who don't want people on top of each other.
Yeah.
So here's I just pulled up the requirements or the new guidelines. 75% capacity with at least 6 feet between parties.
So you still sit at tables on there.
Table size, 10 people max. Seating at bars and counters limited to 6 per party, indoors and outdoors. Standing areas limited to 25% capacity. So there are now standing areas.
How the hell do you monitor capacity of a standing area?
Man, I think they're just trying to.
I think
a lot of this is perception, and they're just trying to paint a picture.
And I think certain bars are going to be much looser than other bars.
Here's the thing. So it only makes me nervous. Listen, I'm always been about the idea of following science, and I don't know if science exactly has been followed here. A lot of like medical in the medical field, they'll be like, "Hey, what are we doing? What are you guys talking about with the no mask?" The reason I say this is because India, they're having major issues, and I get that they don't have as many vaccinated people. But the variants are caught wreaking havoc. Now England is about to go back on lockdown because they're still getting vaccinated, but
they're just reopened too.
They're scared that Pakistan and India, what's going on in India is like there's another that could happen again. And we've just gotten lucky we haven't had that third wave of it. But we just open up now. Is that possible?
I think there's a couple things for that though. India has a couple things not going for it that I think caused this.
But I mean, look at Japan too. If we're looking at Japan's having another crisis,
and they're having the Olympics in a month or two. Right?
Yeah, and England is about. And all I'm saying is, should we be taking the foot off while we're still doing well? I get it, and we need to open up the economy. But the other thing is, these other variants, no one's really 100% sure about yet.
Well, I mean, they're having the auto show.
Or do you just say, F it and let's go, and then we figure it out as we go? Because we can't continue to.
What was the mindset early on in this is like, if people want to go back out, let them choose how they want to do it.
Yeah.
Because you can still, even with all these limitations, it's on the individual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think many businesses can I don't think many people can, at least with work in particular, I think a lot of people will open offices and stuff, but some people may say, hey, I don't want to come back yet. I want to keep working remote. And that's just going to be like an accepted thing, like some people decide not to because it's all coming down to the individual. You can't really, strike anyone down because there's so many unknowns right now. You know, if somebody wants to be in, you can make an argument for it. If somebody wants to stay remote, you can make an argument for it. And you can't really.
I think also like also one thing like work stuff. It's like if you work downtown, for example, like the commute is an issue too. Like, it's not just like maybe you're in the office with people that you know and you're distant, but when you're in that train, like you're getting people from everywhere and you don't know where they're from.
Yeah. It should be hopefully. I don't know. I think I'm gonna rock the mask for a little longer and kind of let's see.
Pierre's gonna wait until.
Also, I'm not vaccinated, so
I also don't see. I just don't see restaurants and I don't see a lot of places opening up with no mask requirements anytime soon. I think you're going to see masks
on Monday. No mask on.
I saw a thing,
like if we had a concert in August, I would almost be willing to bet that we're going to be required to wear a mask.
I think.
Or you're going to be there's going to be a vaccinated area.
I'm curious how they will enforce that. Like,
because people bought tickets
all over the place.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting because they're talking about Chicago doing an all vaccinated music thing. Yeah. So I don't know.
Patrick was telling us that the Cubs are doing the center field section is going to be a whole entire vaccinated section. But you can only sit there if you're vaccinated.
Yeah, well,
doesn't that have like the largest season ticket holders though?
No.
Dubs?
I mean, season tickets, like, they're all spread around. It's not segregating one area. And the bleachers, you can't, like, the bleachers you couldn't sell center field only because there's no assigned seats in the bleachers. So you might have bleacher seats for tickets, but you would still have to go fight for a spot or like everybody else. Actually, I'm not sure they do season tickets for bleachers. I'm not sure.
Never mind. Center field.
I think they do.
I was thinking behind home plate.
I could be wrong though. You're right.
Flip-flop.
Well, Joseph, maybe next time.
That's center field for concerts, Joseph.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, listen. I don't want to be talking about COVID all the time. I did think it was interesting. I think out of nowhere, we're like, you're vaccinated, forget the mask.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Good luck.
Pierre's just waiting for those 4 a.m. bars next Saturday.
I don't think so.
He's gonna be like, social 25.
No, I want to get to
Laddies, enjoy.
It doesn't sound like they're open. They're not open like normal. They're not dancing.
Nobody's talking to you, Pat Lynch.
All right. Well, hey, Pat, what did you have? What did you want to throw down on the?
Oh, you had something to check your ear.
Oh, no, it's not that. It's a long story. I'll tell it for the podcast.
We're not going anywhere.
Come on, baby. You told us you had a story.
All right. So I went to like my yearly physical and stuff last week, and I went to the doctor's office.
I don't get a physical yearly.
That's probably why you look. You should.
I guess so. Sorry, go on. Pat.
Anyways, so I was in this parking garage and I was ready to show, like, there's no...
That's where you get your physical?
I
don't think you're going to a doctor. Some guy from the shadows comes out. He's like, you ready, Pat? Pat's like, yeah, bend over.
I get the prostate checked every year, guys. I know what you're talking about. It's perfectly normal. Anyways, so like,
Moon River!
So when you go through this, like, the kiosk, there's no, like, tickets you get for your parking. Like, you have to go to the parking, you have to go to the first floor, and you, like, pay for it, and you get, like, a little thing comes out. That's how you get out of the parking lot. So I'm sitting there, and there must be this guy. He couldn't be more than, like, 55 years old. But he's standing in front of me, and he's, like, looking at this machine, like, it's written in, like, some language he's never seen before in his life. And I'm looking at him, and I'm, like, waiting there for, like, 3 minutes before he starts. And so he starts, and he's, like, pushing buttons, and he's, like, it's like, please, and they give you, like, the first thing you hit start is like, please enter the ticket if you have a validated ticket, like, if you have a validation pass. And he's like, I don't got a ticket. I don't know what to do here. I don't have a ticket to put in. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I think you just gotta keep going. And he's like, push start again. He's like, okay. And so he pushes it. So he puts it, it's like, please enter your credit card now. So he puts the card in the machine and just leaves it in there.
Breaks the machine.
And it's just waiting and he's waiting and he's waiting and he's waiting. It's like payment declined because you have to pull the credit card out like every other machine that anybody's ever used in your entire life. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, and then he goes in again and he does it the same process again. He puts it in there. He's not pulling out. I'm like, I think you need to pull it out. He's like, and he's like, this thing's not working. So he's like, cancel. I'm like, don't let it cancel. Don't let it cancel. Why did you cancel? So then he does it again, third time, puts it in again, does the thing. I'm about to pull it out. I'm like, I'm literally about to go over the shoulder and pull it out. And he's like, and he hits cancel and hits the help thing. And I'm like, oh, come on. I'm sitting here for like 15 minutes at this point. Like, he just keeps going. So then so the help guy comes on. He's like, no, it didn't process. Why don't you try it again? Just put the ring button and then put your card in. And he puts it in and he's doing this thing again. I'm like, pull it out! He finally pulls it out. And he's like, oh, I think it's going through now. And then he's like, but there's no ticket. It's the thing that drops to the bottom and he does it. He's like, nothing came out. Nothing came out. I'm like, it's in there. He like opens the thing and he's like feeling around. So he took 2 minutes to find it. The thing's like only like 2 feet wide. Like 2 feet wide, and he can't find this stupid thing. So he literally gets the card and he's like, thank you for your help. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Literally, he goes to the elevator, pushes the button. I get it done 30 seconds. Legit 30 seconds. We're on the same elevator going back off the thing. So it gets better. He's on 2. I'm on 3, right? So he gets off, goes into wherever his car. This is a 1 exit parking lot.
Pat gets stuck behind him.
No, this is a 1 exit parking lot, right? You can't go
Pat
up.
runs to his car.
You can't.
I'm not waiting!
You can't go up. You have to go back down, right? So I get out of my spot on 3. I'm starting to go down, and I see, who do I see coming up the ramp going the opposite direction? This fucking guy in the car. So he's clearly is going the wrong direction. He's gonna go all the way to like the 4th floor and be like, I can't get out. He's gonna like find a help desk. I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
How old do you think this guy was?
He could not be more than, at the latest 60. Like, he was not that old. He was just out of, like, I was like, unbelievable.
Some people wonder how they know how to breathe.
Here's what I get out of this story.
I got one too. Okay.
This poor man, whatever state he may be in,
was looking for some help, and Pat was really
struggled through that entire thing, and Pat Lynch did.
No, I was trying to help him. Every moment.
Throwing in a comment every like 3 minutes. You could have literally fixed
I was
this
also
entire
trying to
problem by going, sir.
Let me pay for this.
Can I help you a little bit?
Well, I also
like,
didn't want, I also, he like, you know, he seemed like he was, you know, like he was wanting to do it himself. I also didn't want to like just grab him because it's COVID time.
He looked like an independent man who didn't need no man to help him.
It's also COVID times. You don't want to get in someone's business, start touching their things. Like, you know how they're going to
You
react
want
to
to
it.
mansplain, Pat or Joe? Come on, baby. No, I can totally imagine Pat just sitting in the background going,
Get out of the fucking line, get out of the fucking line, get out of the fucking line!
I can definitely see Joe coming in there, hey, sir.
The one time, like, literally, you can't see the podcast, like, my hand was over his shoulder, about to grab it, and then he kids canceled. I'm like, oh.
I would love if the camera's like, sir, there's a man behind you that's about to grab you. Like,
the guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just hit the green button and put the card in there. Like, that's all it's got to do. I'm like,
I mean, it's like being at Jewel. And you see an old person with the key, like the self-checkout. And
Lord.
Like, oh, man.
It's like my mom with her, my mom's got this thing with the email, so she's got a work email through CPS now for Nebraska. And she's like, they want you to access the email through the computer. I'm like, Mom, the email is the same on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer. It's all the same email. No, they want you to do their, Mom, it's all the same email. Trust me, you're accessing the same email.
You know what I always think about is I think our age group, like 30, like 25 to like 40, maybe even 45, are so lucky that age because you live without this. Like we know how to go to the library and do all that, and like looking at an encyclopedia,
use the Dewey Decimal System,
all that shenanigans. But they also are so computer illiterate, and like we have these skills of like maybe not as good as the younger generation because they do everything on.
Yeah,
but I don't know what NFT is.
Listen, I think we all know.
Oh, actually, I heard about NFT.
We all have a pretty good understanding of computers and how they work. I think it's like when you get down to the apps and shit like that, where it's like the actual program. Sure, there's some we don't use, but yeah, I think we may be even more talented with a computer than most because some of us went all the way back to like
building your own,
Command C, putting in your, and so. You get down to that level, you have a good understanding, and then they don't have an idea of how the fuck anything works,
Yeah, like I always think about that. I'm like, I feel so lucky to be like not my dad's age or even a little bit younger. My dad's never used a computer. My dad loves Google because you can tell it what to do.
I got my mom an iPad because she could not figure out how to use the start button to go to programs.
I got my dad the Google Home.
Yeah,
and he fucking loves that.
So does Michael. Michael loves it.
It has some difficulties understanding my dad because he's got a very strong Irish accent. So sometimes it doesn't hear him right.
Google, what's the weather out today? The temperature in Galway is...
Yeah. No, he is... It's so funny to watch that.
It's like... So Lauren has a cat, and she'll put on the TV, like they call it Cat Channel. And I swear to God, this cat will just sit there on its butt and watch this... Look like a bird, just like,
oh my God.
And it's like my dad. I'll come home like at 10, 11 at night, and my dad will be sitting in front of
He'll be like,
the Google. Hey Google, tell me where Elvis is buried. Hey Google, tell me
what the temperature is in Brazil or something.
This means that clearly nobody else in your household is talking to him.
You know,
if we're getting home at 10 o'clock at night, clearly we're not.
I'm saying Megan's not having a conversation.
No,
with
Megan's hiding upstairs because she knows that if she's downstairs, Michael's gonna put her to work.
That's interesting. So what does your dad, does he Google just everything? Cause my dad
anything.
I am
everything.
Now we're getting dirty Google, aren't we?
I am thoroughly impressed with some of the questions. Like, it just surprises me. Some of the questions my dad asks. But I would never think, like they've become attuned to it. And I'm like, oh, that's such...
My dad will listen to our podcast. He'll go to... Hey,
my dad knows how to FaceTime Pepsi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he FaceTime Pepsi through Google Home. It was fucking hilarious.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Wait, does Google Home have a camera?
Yeah, some of them do, yeah.
We have
He called Megan off of it and comes up as my mom's telephone. Megan! No, he pretending not to be like my dad. She's like talking, blah, blah, blah. And Megan's like, I don't know what the hell you're saying. So Megan walks down the stairs. And she's like, hold on, let me get my dad. She walks down the stairs and you can hear Michael and the sound's getting louder. She looks at Michael, she looks at her phone. She's like, is that you calling me? He's like, yeah. So you're an asshole. And walks up the stairs.
No, but isn't it so funny that our parents, I honestly never thought my dad would use any type of technology. He absolutely, as long as he just has to say, all he has to say is, hey Google, or tell it what to do. It's so easy. It's like yelling at a child for him. And just tell him what to do.
My dad's text message.
And Google doesn't access him.
Yeah, my dad's text message has gone from completely illegible.
Still on toast?
Yeah. To being slightly less coherent.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're getting better.
Does he just talk into his phone?
No, he does.
You're talking about
he does a thing, but he just can't type what
Oh yeah. Did you does
my dad can't even text.
Well, Joe does.
My dad had a flip phone for as long as we possibly could with him.
Oh, you still can.
No, I know you can, but he was like, I want to get a smartphone. He doesn't use anything except the call function on his phone. And he recently started to understand how to take photos.
Nice.
He still doesn't know how to take a video.
The old shillelagh out, huh?
He doesn't know what texting is. He doesn't know what
that's what you think.
Like
him and
any
your mom
of it is. No, I'll see he gets so many junk texts, and he's like, I'm getting these messages. I don't know what they are. So I have to
click
pull
on
them up. Yeah.
No, I tell my dad, anytime you get somebody on there, my dad loves to answer the phone. And I'm like, do not answer the phone. If you don't know who it is, do not answer the phone. Because that's how they get scammed. Somebody in Elmwood Park, this poor individual just lost his entire savings to a scam. And I just started telling my parents, I'm like, don't ever. If you have any questions, call us immediately.
IRS called my mom last year.
Two people at my
Michael loves those telephone calls. He calls me afterwards. Yeah, IRS just called me and said, $1 billion.
Yeah, my mom.
Shut up!
My mom was something like, bullshit.
Go ahead. Two people at my company have bought several $1,000s in iTunes gift cards because somebody would send an email, like a spam phishing email, and instead of sending them all in through an email, they just run them to the person in the office, and the person in the office is like, why are you getting me these things? And then a third person actually did send them off. I was like, hey, how do I get reimbursed for all the iTunes gift? And they're like, are you serious?
Lady,
Another one.
Same thing happened at my work. Lady, she got an email from the president of our sales organization. Sent her an email to ask her to buy 4 $500 gift cards, and then she bought them. And then she's like, and she actually emails the real guy. He's like, where do you want me to send these to? Or how do you want me to do it? And the guy's like, how are you talking about?
One of my favorite moments.
And we have that stupid bar in your thing. Like, this is from an outside source, on our email. Like, we have that on there.
One of my favorite moments ever. I had to be in 5th or 6th grade, and we were going.
Joe got scammed by a Nigerian prince.
No, we were going to
Russian network, bro.
To mass on a Sunday, and it was me, my sister, my dad, my mom. We're literally the door's open. We're walking out the door, and the phone rings. And my dad decides to pick it up. And my mom goes, why are you grabbing the phone? We're literally leaving.
Yeah.
And it's some telemarketer. And they say their spiel. And my dad goes, I'm sorry. I'm about to leave. I can't take the call. Goodbye. And you think that's it. And whoever's on the other side keeps talking. And my dad won't hang up the phone. And he goes, I'm trying to hang up. Please hang up. And the guy keeps talking. And he goes, hey, we're going to mass, alright? We're literally thinking about the Lord in this moment. And my dad, this is how it descends. This is exactly how it goes. The whole conversation. Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't take it. I'm literally heading out the door. Thank you. Bye. No. I'm leaving. I gotta go. Bye. Hey! Listen! I said hey, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
But,
Hey! Hang up the phone! Shut the fuck up! Hey! I'm trying to hang up the fucking phone! Shut the fuck up! Listen, motherfucker! Shut the fuck! And he's... And my mom, in the doorway, my mom is going, Joe, just hang up the phone. We're going to mass, Joe. We're going to mass. Joe! Oh my God. And just the disappointment.
And the best part of this is that
and all I'm thinking is just hang up the phone.
And the best part is that
you can literally push the button and just
hang up.
And the best part of it, though, is it's not just that. It's like, no, fuck you.
Oh,
the Irish, like the fakest Irish accent you can imagine.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm honestly teary-eyed right now.
Think like Conor McGregor's Irish accent going through the phone there.
Do you want to hear another crazy story of my dad? My dad is a cartoon character. I think I told you this when my dad
we told
you mentioned
that one.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Fuck you up.
I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Shut the fuck up!
Oh, yes, it's hang up the phone.
Joe, just hang up the phone.
Shut up! The funny thing, he's probably hanging up the phone, but it's the cordless one, so he's gotta push the button at the end.
He does. Yeah, he literally hangs it up, slam.
And then he's like, click at the end. And then,
Yep. The best part of that.
It just descended into fuck you, shut the fuck up.
I don't want your fucking long distance fucking calling here, alright?
It's like, dude, the guy
This definitely is Card Joe.
it's such a ridiculous
You know that guy or that company at every holiday party is playing that recording.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely an explicit podcast today.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
we got past just 15
Hey,
minutes.
that was the 40-minute mark.
Joseph, I honestly needed a good
that was
laugh
so
tonight,
good.
and
That
my
was
sides
good.
hurt right now.
Yeah. It was all, I mean, we were literally talking about we were going to mass and he just lost it.
You know another good story about your dad? Do you remember the time that him and Uncle Martin got into it at my parents' house?
I wasn't there for the moment.
It was so good.
I just got my mom going, we're going home.
The best part, so these two guys, my Uncle Martin and Joe's dad
They're brothers.
They're in my backyard. They're sitting out there. They're lounging in the backyard having a drink. Well, my Uncle Martin doesn't drink, so my Uncle Joe's having a drink and he's just drinking whatever the hell he's drinking. And they're sitting there. They're barefooted in the yard. So they're like, so they're getting comfortable in the yard, and they're like, I don't know what instigated the argument, but all of a sudden you're fuck you, I'm going fucking home. But the best part is neither of them have their shoes and socks on, so they're sitting there as they're doing this. They're putting both are putting their socks on, like fuck you, and they're putting their shoes on, and they fucking me and my dad are looking at it like, are you kidding me? Like, is it really happening? And they storm out.
I remember
so what was it over?
I have no idea.
It could have been over. I mean, they're brothers. It could have been over.
It was over the fact
could have
that
been arguing about the fucking football team. I mean,
but watching these guys yell at each other, putting their
politics.
socks on and their shoes on, still just looking at it, me and close as me and Joe are right now, just going back and forth at it.
It was over the fact that Joe wouldn't hang up the phone.
Why don't you just hang up the fucking phone? Ah, fuck you! I don't hang up the fucking phone for nobody.
Sometimes I hear them when I was living with them, I would hear them talk, and they just get into arguments over the silliest stuff. And then my uncle will call me, you guys are a real asshole. It's like, you're both the same person.
Oh, yeah.
Joe's like, new phone, who this?
The best.
I'm trying to hang up. No phone.
My dad is, he's so easy to get, politically. My uncles are, Republican.
Staunch Republicans.
And my dad's
staunch Democrat.
Yeah, and there's, you couldn't ask my dad, if you ask my dad anything about politics, all he knows is he's on the left side. And all my, uncles are literally Fox News people. And they'll call my dad just to get him riled up, and then they'll hang up. And then he's just
I assume this is his side of the family, correct?
Oh yeah, nobody on my other side, yeah.
I can see a secret come up like, hey, we love that Trump.
We go to family, we literally used to, as kids, go to family parties, and they would start with like Bill Clinton. And they would just get and then it's, and it's like, and they all just, and then like at the end of it, my dad's like steaming mad, and everybody's just giggling. And it's just like, oh brother. But then, now me and Chris, we're not really political, but when we come there, and they start their shenanigans, me and Chris will shut them down immediately, and they'll be like, can't. So my dad loves it, like, because we never go to family parties, we'll come in there and be like, no guys,
this is why you weren't invited right here.
Yeah, you guys want to go, you want to talk politics? My dad he now tries to instigate, you guys want to talk politics? Wait, let's get going. Let's talk about it. Cause they come up with all the bullshit, like, all the right-wing Fox News shenanigans that, like, is like
just the extreme
shit
that's
absolutely.
Like,
and then you can easily, with a simple, like, hey, this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
My favorite was busting my dad balls at one time. They were at a family party and they were talking politics. And my aunt was like, your sons vote Republican. Blah, 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 blah. My dad's like, no, man, my sons follow after me. They're Democrat. So, like, I could hear this, like, going on.
As Chris walks by with a MAGA hat.
So, no. Well before Donald's time. Well before Donald even thought about running. So my aunt's like, Chris, who'd you vote for in the last election? I'm like, I voted for the W, baby. And my dad, the look on his face, he almost fell out of his chair, like, what? And like, you could just see everybody in the basement just be like, yeah. I'm like, guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Guys are just straight idiots.
I think about Trump, honestly. I think the world's a little bit funnier.
That whole entire
I'm so serious now. We're not having anybody to laugh at.
I'm not gonna lie.
Gas is $4 a gallon.
Yeah, what the hell?
I couldn't tell you.
Stock market crashed this week. Then I didn't come back.
That's the only thing I've noticed. I don't watch the news anymore. I haven't heard anything about the president, like, at all.
At all, yeah.
It's because he has nap time from
I don't know if I saw this. There's a couple of, like,
day.
people in the military. This always gets me a little nervous, man. And some of the military think that, Joe's not, like, fit to be president.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, mentally, he's old. But, like, that you can't, as a military person, I don't think anybody, like, even if you don't agree, I think we have to show.
Well, the military, I'm sure, would have let Trump do something crazy. I'm sure they would have stopped him if he would.
Yes.
If he's like nuke China, they'd have been like, no.
Yeah, definitely. But all I'm saying is, like, there was, like, a big, like, 141, like, retired generals and, like, something wrote a letter saying that they don't think, or they think that Biden stole the election and that he's not fit to be president.
Yeah, I'm sick of the stolen election nonsense.
Wait. Sorry, that took a left turn.
Yeah. So there's
this is an S&P fact right here.
I thought no. I thought you were saying it was because they thought Biden wasn't, like, mentally there.
No, he is. That's what they think too. But they also believe that the election was stolen.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But they're retired, so who cares?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't understand. Like, I feel like I don't feel like the election was stolen, but I also think it's silly to think that
it was fixed.
Really?
Fixed.
More than 120 retired generals and admirals wrote to Biden, saying that they believe.
You think you lost, motherfucker?
Yeah. So
he's like, nah, boo boo, I'm still president.
And they don't think he's fit to, and that just scares me because, like, we don't need that. You know what I mean? But it is. I just saw that. I thought that was kind of interesting. There was actually another thing I saw, and I thought this was kind of, because we own, your parents own some rental properties, we own some rental properties, and a lady in Texas woke up to, like, dripping, like, hitting her in the face, and she's like, she thought, like, it was water, and then, like, she got the, like, smell of, like, iron, and she's like, oh, Jesus Christ, had her fan going on, and so there's blood dripping from her ceiling, and the fan's going on, and she's, whoosh, her bed's filled with blood, the whole, like,
whole,
like, all her walls and stuff. And so she's like, screams, like, freaking out, calls, like, her landlord. They call the police go up there, and a guy had died. And that's the exact spot. Yeah, and he was starting to, like, decompose. So they took the fan down and just full of, like,
that's our raccoon right there.
Yeah. So, and that's disgusting enough. You feel bad, very bad for the lady. She was like, I'm not living here, I'm out. She's like, I'm gone.
I'd be like, you're not gonna strip. No.
So she's suing the landlord. She wants all her furniture, everything that was in that room replaced, and she wants to be able to break her lease. And in my head I'm thinking, like, I think that's a really tough situation because you feel very bad for them. But how's it the landlord's fault that this poor individual had
Well,
for natural causes?
You also got to think of like some of these bigger, like more buildings, like large. I'm guessing it's a large building. I don't know. It's like a 2-foot, but like you don't like the owners have contact with like we have contact with our tenants. Like they don't have that kind of contact with a lot of people.
Yeah. But I think you're starting to see it, and I think it's going to be for a while. Is tenants have just because of even in COVID, they didn't have the eviction rules, all that. They definitely feel like they have a lot more right than the landlord.
That doesn't like the only thing I'm always concerned about with properties is like a fire breakdown. That's something I don't worry about. Yeah. Really.
I feel like it's always been in like the I was gonna say customer, like the tenant's favor though.
Yeah,
like
it started because landlords were so terrible.
Oh yeah. That
the rules all had it was like
it just had to swing. Yeah.
Chicago is particularly a very tenant friendly.
There's a video that just went viral of a girl talking about she's not renewing her lease, and so she's just making it very clear all the shit that's fucked up with this apartment so that other people don't, go to it because it's like a slumlord level apartment. I mean, like, there's cracks in walls. She had flags up to cover enormous, like, cracks in the wall.
Some landlords are just absolute shit.
I mean, it is just disgusting. Some of the things.
If I was that landlord, I'd be like, as soon as you move out, I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry.
I honestly feel for with Lauren. Her sink never worked. Her oven, her microwave. It's like this lady always raises rent. Never comes out on any of the calls. And I think to myself, I'm like, once you leave, she'll have to fix all these issues.
Yeah. And they don't because
because that area, right? Because that area is you can. Flip it.
Sarah's old place was in Lakeview, right, like a block off the Vic. And that place, I'm not even joking, like Pat has nice wooden features on his walls. He's got nice drywall. Her place was like what this could have been, but everything was painted white. Like lacquered white. There's layers and layers of paint cracked all over the place.
So she would have been great in a nuclear war.
She would have been, tons of lead in that bitch. And, I mean, the sink was broken for 6 months. It started growing like, a fungus or like a mold. I mean, it was, doors wouldn't close. Like, the oven didn't even function. I mean, she tried to bake or cook I tried to cook steak there once. That fucker sat in there for like 30 minutes.
Still, right now it's just getting a medium well right now.
Yeah. Dude,
it's still in that oven.
So
Lauren's oven, it's gotta be like $450 on everything.
And the money was ridiculous, and it was all because of even this hot spot in Chicago.
Yeah. I mean, my philosophy in general is like, I like to know what's wrong. I'm not necessarily always gonna fix every little thing, but like, I like to at least know what's wrong in an apartment.
Absolutely.
And sometimes don't tell you.
No, they just because they don't want to deal with it. Yeah. We got a little bit of time. Okay. I just want.
We don't.
What time? Where are we at on that? What's the clock?
8:44 and we're at 42 minutes.
Okay, but what's the
52 minutes?
52 minutes. Okay, I think that's a good spot. I think we put this out and then I'll tweet it out. Well, Joe, do you have any locks?
Are we not getting to the NFL schedule?
We will, but I want to see if Joe's got any locks of the century of the week for the UFC fight for this week.
Oh, the Joe C. Lock of the century.
My lock of the evening is like Rombauer wins the Preakness tonight, guys.
Okay, because he won already.
Yeah, Pat Lynch, you can just sit outside for a hot minute.
Go breathe on that.
Oh, the Cubs lost today?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were winning. And Craig, Saxon Pep's boy, Craig, gives it up in the tank.
All right, so
Chris Bryant had 2 RBIs though.
That's it. So here's the thing I wanted to talk about too. And Joe, whenever you're ready, you can take a look, you take a breather on it. Mm-hmm. I did throw out a betting tip last night that won.
How about
You're welcome, Twitter.
You're welcome. What I thought was really interesting is we got the NFL schedule this week. And, I think we should do a way too early prediction of where we think teams are going to be in the season. And there's always a last to first and a first to last. And so I asked the boys looking at the power rankings from last year and looking at.
We should go through the playoff teams from last year then.
Well, I don't know if we need. I think we could do the division winners really quickly. I think we all kind of know. So it was in the AFC. It was
Buffalo.
Buffalo. They were the best team, and I think
no. The Chiefs were.
Okay, so Buffalo, Chiefs,
Baltimore won the other division north.
No, it's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was 12 and something.
Oh, so they did. Yeah. Pittsburgh did win. Yeah.
So Buffalo, Chiefs, Pittsburgh, and then Tennessee. Those are in the AFC. In the NFC, it was Green Bay.
Yep.
Who's above the
Seahawks.
Or New Orleans.
The Seahawks.
Was it Seahawks?
Yeah. Because
I thought that the Rams won.
No, because the Rams ended up. I think the Rams ended up playing.
I'll look it up real fast. Keep going.
Yeah. And the Buccaneers.
No. They
They
New
played.
Orleans.
The Rams beat the Seahawks in the first round of the playoffs. They were on the road in that one. So it was Green Bay, the Redskins.
No, they're not the Redskins anymore.
Washington football team.
Sorry about that. Washington football team.
Was Seattle, Chris?
Yeah.
Seattle, and then New Orleans.
Yes.
New Orleans.
Okay, out of those, and based on the schedule and just kind of super early prediction, out of those, who do you think is gonna go from first to last?
The Tennessee Titans.
In that position.
So they were division leaders in 2020.
Oh, you think they're going to be the ones?
I think the Washington football team, because I think the division around them is going to be better.
Okay. I think New Orleans Saints. I think they've lost Drew Brees, and I think they're.
But I don't think they're going to be the worst. I think they'll still.
Well, they're going to go from first to last. Like they're going to drop. You might. So yeah, but I think the Saints.
I don't really think Tennessee's going to go from first to last with Houston in their division.
Yeah. But they're going to have a bad season. Yeah. Okay. So I truly think that the Saints without a quarterback. I'm not a fan of this.
I mean, they got Winston and they got Taysom, which are probably better than some of the other quarterbacks that are around.
But their defense and they don't have any cap space.
They didn't lose them in defense, have they?
Yeah, but they had Drew Brees.
He was gone several games last year.
Yeah, they had Drew Brees. James Winston did not look good in his starts there, and I get that that backup is not bad, but he's also just a tight end.
Didn't James Winston had the only touchdown pass and the Bears lost to them?
Yes.
On the same play that the Bears wide receiver dropped the touchdown pass on?
Yes.
That was
Joseph, do you have a theory there?
On the first to last thing?
Yep, on the first.
What are the 8 teams?
So it's Buffalo.
Yep.
It's
Kansas City. You should definitely choose Kansas City.
Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Kansas City, Washington football team, Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, and Seattle.
I could see that too.
I think Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I would. If they don't, I don't know if they have Ben or not.
He's back.
Yeah,
no, he's back.
But I don't know if he's going to be that good.
He took a huge pay cut.
Okay, so now going from last to first, who do you guys think?
So the last place finishers, you got the 49ers, the Atlanta Falcons, the Detroit Lions,
no chance,
the Philadelphia Eagles, the Denver Broncos, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the New York Jets.
And I like the Bengals. I like the Bengals. I think the Bengals, I like their quarterback. I like what they did in the first. They got first
to last. Are you classifying they're going to be a playoff team?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to have a much better season, and they could be a playoff team.
List.
Yeah.
Of that list, I'm going with Atlanta to make the playoffs.
Did I see that list, Pat?
Yeah, it's the
what do you got, Chris?
Well, they're not the last place team, but I like the San Diego Chargers to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I like that.
Los Angeles Chargers.
This is exactly the last team, but a crappy team in 2020.
You know what the problem with
Denver, I can see having a good
the problem with them is they're in a tough division.
Yes.
They are. They're actually, it's a little too tough. We got KC is the problem with that.
Yeah. But they played Kansas City tough
Denver
last
doesn't impress me, and the Raiders I think they're going to be.
But they played Kansas City tough last year, so I think they don't
have to be last.
Here's one thing
that didn't have a winning record.
So the reason I think Atlanta's got a chance because New Orleans is not as dominant. They're as dominant, and I think that the Buccaneers might not be as great as they're going to be, and I think that the Cowboys are not going to be good. No. So they have loaded offense. Loaded offense.
Well, but they have said that they'd like to trade anybody's available for trading.
But they got Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. They got that tight end that's supposed to be like a freak of like a Jerry athlete.
New York football Giants.
And they got a running back from the draft too, I think.
That was Joseph.
What about Ohio? Are they any
the Bengals
or the Browns?
Browns
or Cleveland? Sorry,
no, he's picking the Ohio Buckeyes.
Yeah. Bengals there's the Bengals, there's Baltimore, and there's
well, Cleveland was already the playoff team last year.
Yeah. And the Bengals are they're in the bottom.
And I'm going to throw this out there. Green Bay decides to get rid of Rodgers, they're going to be in the bottom of whatever division. There's the North. They'll be battling the Lions if they get rid of Rodgers.
What's going to happen there? Do you think anything's actually going to happen? Or
no.
Is it all just
No, I think this is just getting Bears fans hopeful that they don't have to face Aaron Rodgers twice this year.
I think Aaron. I don't know. I think
they're gonna pay. I think they're gonna pay Aaron, and he's gonna come back.
Keep his mouth shut. Yeah. Not that he has to. I think that Aaron's good enough that he should be able to have a little bit of say.
So Joe, who's your team? Choose the Bears.
Let's go with the Bengals, I guess.
All right. I like it, Joseph. All right. Well, hey, listen. I appreciate you guys playing that.
The only problem with the Bengals is they really have a tough division.
That's true. It's very true. Joseph, hit me with the lock of the week, baby.
Come
on, baby.
Yeah. So in the UFC, there's two main events. There's the Charles
Oliveira
and Michael Chandler fight, and then there's Tony Ferguson versus Beneil Dariush.
Did that happen already?
No, these are and I'm gonna go with between two. I'm gonna go with
John Jones.
What happened to him? I'm gonna go with Michael Chandler as the lock of the century.
And who's he?
He's gonna defeat Charles Oliveira.
And that's your Joe C. lock of the century of the week.
I think that's very interesting.
I actually disagree with you on that one because I think that if you look at like all these guys that come from Strikeforce and come in, like they don't seem to they beat Dan Hooker, which is right. But I don't think Hooker is that impressive, and I think that he's going to step up in competition. I think that Olivia's going to win the fight.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, do we want to put a shot on it? Sure. We're going to have these two.
Sure.
It's going to be a long Saturday.
For next Saturday.
Next
Saturday.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Pat's going to have to do like 7 shots.
I'm going to do 2 shots.
So
you're going to do 8 shots.
Joe. Yeah, I got a shot. I definitely do. Chris is writing these down. And I will tweet out I'm actually going to pull it.
Who do you guys think is going to win? You don't know shot for you just who you think is going to fight.
Okay, no clue to be honest with you.
It's the USA guy versus the other guy. Brazilian.
Yeah.
I like the Brazilian guy. Personally.
I don't know either one, so I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Joe.
Scary.
I'm going with Joe's pick.
So I like that unity, baby, unity.
What I don't understand is how these guys are in the championship fight, and Gaethje and 48 are both.
Well, Gaethje got his ass kicked by Brian Shaw in the YouTube videos. Go watch him. Not really, but
John Jones he's not coming off that contract stuff. He wants to be paid.
John Jones looks like a freaking beast. Have you seen him?
Oh my
God!
God,
He is not coming off that, so it's going to be Nagano, Derek Lewis, and then Steve A's got the winner of that.
Nice.
Wait, why is John Jones not fighting?
Because he wants to get
money,
paid.
baby.
And he's not getting paid. Why?
Because Dana White don't pay nobody.
Dana White don't
pay me my money.
Yeah.
All right.
He wants.
They don't want to pocket that money himself.
Let's get serious for a second here.
Okay.
Who? I know Pat Lynch is very excited about this, but let's be honest. We're all excited that Tim Tebow is back in the NFL, and Tebow is gonna be a thing again. Come on now.
He's gonna be scoring touchdowns and kneeling for the fans.
I think he's 10 years too late, but that's okay. Well, you know what?
If there's a Tebow, I will take a shot.
The only good thing about
that's what I'm calling. If we get one Tebow moment where he's in the end zone, Tebow, I'll take a shot.
The only thing he's got in his favor is that he has been playing baseball last year, so he has at least been doing his stuff.
He's insanely ripped, doesn't drink, and I think I thought
doesn't have sex either.
No, that's changing. That's why he came to his senses. He got married, had a little fun. He's like, you know what? Maybe it should be.
I think that it'd be interesting to see. I think I could see him make a team for like a goal line guy, like gadget guy.
Well, that's what Bill Belichick tried to make him, and he didn't want to do it. Awesome. So I'm gonna get all that stuff out there. Thank you again. If it's your first time listening, we definitely appreciate it. If you're a repeat customer, we appreciate it more. Tell some fans, tell some people, subscribe, like, all that shenanigans. Next week's gonna be a fun one. We're finally done with taxes. If you haven't gotten your taxes done, get them filed.
You got 48 hours from right now.
Yes, 48 hours.
You got a little bit more than 48 hours. You got about like 52 hours.
By the time you saw this, you're late on your taxes.
By the time this was supposed to be 2:30 on Monday, you are fucked.
Yeah, buddy. All right, guys. Have a great week.
Happy birthday, Big Mike. Bye!